Breaking news this morning, a major breakthrough in the trade war between the United States and China.
Agreeing to a temporary but significant easing of those tariffs,
raising hopes of an end to their ongoing trade war.
This tightly packed and very popular notice board is a jobs notice board. It's for the factories surrounding here looking for workers. This lady here is the head of recruitment at one of the factories nearby, and this is some of their work to help attract people so they can come and make things like this and work with those materials. To give you an idea of how many jobs are on offer right now, each one of these notices is advertising for that's 1, 2, 4 jobs on offer, some many more than that. That's up to 18 there. Some are looking for 30 workers right now. So we're looking at 84 different notices here on just one notice board. I'm told across this community there's about 10 notice boards, so right now they're looking for about 8,500 workers. 你有多少工作？
现在主要是招那个平车啊打边，做这个衣服的。现在有很多厂倒闭了，就是因为这个关税啊，然后很多订单都没有了。
This is a paradox. Businesses are struggling, but there's still high demand for workers. Companies need to replace people who quit, not because they're growing.
那现在那个关税不是降回来？
它有一个过程嘛，它要起板啊、上架啊，也得一段时间啊，没有那么快。能撑得住的就撑，撑不住的就倒闭了。
To fully understand the far-reaching ripple effects, I need to step inside these factories to get a feel for the real lives behind the headlines. Touring this pulsating packaging area, I want to know where these products are being shipped.
这是我们韩国客人的，这是我们泰国客人的。
是真的。
这个也是我们泰国客人的。
泰国酷。
最近女人欧美那些会比较少，多的话就是中东啊那些啊，还有马来西亚、新加坡啊。
The company I'm visiting, Kirby, was founded in 2008. Their entire business was once built on exports 100%. The initial tranche of US tariffs under the first Trump administration around 2018 chipped that down to 70%.
当关税达到100多的时候，基本上我们出口是处于暂停的状态，所有的货物就是在仓库，客户也承担不了这个费用，然后我们工厂这边也承担不了这个高额的关税。
Now they're compelled to look closer to home. This pivot from exports is a common strategy, a market movement born of necessity. But the competition is fierce, especially on price.
客户他们也是有压力，因为高端市场他们的价格在下调，然后我们做的中高端的客户，它的价格也是在往下调。当然我们不会去，因为我们价格低了，然后工人的价格去降低，我们去承担和客户去承担。当然我相信这个只是暂时的。这一切都会过去，一定会变得更好。
To truly understand, one must walk in their shoes or indeed make their bags. After pleading with the boss for 2 days, they finally relented and allowed me to join the assembly line. It's time to put down the microphone and pick up the slack, experiencing life on the factory floor. At first, I gave the sewing machine a try.
先踩左脚，踩那边那个脚。
Okay, so hold that.
然后这个也压住。Okay.
All right, that's it. One done. That's that step. We gotta go to the other side rest. Ah. Yeah. Okay, that one wasn't very good.
After ruining one piece, I asked if I could do something easier.
How many should I do in an hour? What's my KPI?
像正常1个小时的话，最起码是300。
300。
对，做这个东西它是有个过程的嘛，是吧？它是一步一步的来的。
When my director discreetly checks on my progress, the boss offers some encouraging words.
还可以吧？还可以啊。做事还是比较好，都是比较慢的，并不是说让你做得快，你的做得好，一定要慢，做好。
After multiple days on the job, 8 hours each day, the experience profoundly shifted my perspective.
How do you think your life as a factory worker
Every little product that I buy or have, I'll look at it with a newfound appreciation of how much fine, skilled work goes into it, how much human effort goes into it. Other thing that occurred to me was, do Americans really want these manufacturing jobs back? Do they really?
Consider Shilingtown, Kirby's home. This isn't just a town, it's an ecosystem of more than 13,000 bag and leather goods manufacturers and more than 63,000 interlinked individual businesses, producing more than 700 million bags each year. That's around 2 million per day. Here, delivering samples within 72 hours and shipping goods in 7 days is the norm, testament to an incredibly efficient, complete industrial network, vital both domestically and internationally. After a morning that intensely tested my muscles, dexterity and mental focus, the bell for lunch isn't just a signal to eat. It's a moment of shared breath, a chance to connect with my new workmates over steaming plates.
你的工作这里多少年？6年，怎么样？
挺好的。印尼还有柬埔寨已经准备开工厂，对国外那边的客人就比较友好。
开拓这方面会有压力，有压力。一个推一个，我明天开始买。
Just like Kirby, another textile company, the Eskel Group, based in Foshan, is also turning its focus to the domestic market. Their story is deeply entwined with the history of US-China trade. Back in 1978, a pivotal moment. Eskel signed the compensation trade agreement with Wuxi Guangming Garment Factory. It was a first-of-its-kind deal in China-US apparel export, a true trailblazer. 190,000 dozen garments to the US, one of the earliest trades of China's economic reform and opening up. Decades later, the trade winds began to turn.
We used to have a great portion of US order and European orders. When I joined the company, it's almost 80% US plus European order. And then go into the 2018, the trade war. So we starting to shift our orders to domestic orders. And in the meantime, to raise our own retail brands, proportion of it. Sometimes it would be the other way around, like almost 80% of the orders are domestic orders, almost zero US orders.
Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine that seismic shift from a business 80% reliant on exports to one 80% focused on the domestic market, a full 180-degree switch.
Obviously, you can't turn that switch off overnight.
It's very difficult. You need to change your mindset. Overseas order or the US European order, because we have a very long time business with them. So if you need to change that, not only the management, but also the middle management, the managers, even the employees, you need to insist, you need to carry on. Because during the process, someone might question, do we need to do this? Or shall we stay the export order or the US or European order? So a lot of discussion back and forth. So I think that's the whole process.
This company is not just diversifying its exports, it's diversifying its investments, in particular research and development. This machine behind me here is an automated sewing machine array. What you can see there above, that 260% efficiency number, means it's 2.6 times more efficient than the average human worker. A significant investment for this company, but what that means, they're now no longer not just selling these shirts, but selling technology, these machines.
Eskel's achieved self-sufficiency in the entire textile and garment industry chain, from raw material research and development to garment manufacturing and brand export. Their domestic brands' annual sales have increased 20-fold compared to 2020.
You should not rely the export business only or rely the single market only. Not only the domestic business, but also like the business in the East Asia, Southeast Asia, Central Asia, even Africa. Also makes sense to the business.
During my stay in Guangdong, I found out that expanding into overseas markets is a typical choice for some manufacturers. The The Canton Unicorn Group is another example. Since 2017, they've been venturing into new territories, establishing factories in Indonesia and Bangladesh.
海外工人呢，确实需要慢慢的培训，我们也有派了大量的我们自己的技术人员去，教他们、训练他们，但是短时间内达到我们中国工人的效率跟速度的话，起码要1年2年以后吧。但是我们必须去做这件事。
Competing in the current global market isn't just about diversifying your production to different countries, it's about diversifying your innovation. Hello, sir. This is a good example of diversifying your product innovation. What other examples do you have of innovating your product design to maintain and increase your global market share?
我们有一个很大的团队，我们大概差不多有17、18个设计师，专门想着怎么样去让使用者更舒服，消费的能力也可以达得到。那么市场的占有率慢慢就会去占有这些。我们主要是创新，让消费者更贴近自己的生活，这才是我们后面设计的需要。
Getting past factory gates and into bosses' confidence isn't easy. But when you sit down with these factory bosses and ask them what they'd say if they had a seat at the negotiating table between China and the US, their answers are raw.
我觉得对于我们来说，把自己的内功修好，然后来迎接一切的挑战。
我不觉得我需要去回答什么，而是直接问美国的消费者，你承不承受得起这么重的关税？
Actually, they know the reality. The US people need Chinese goods. It's not black and white. It's not either you or me. The world is big enough for more than China and the US. Come together, hand in hand to make a better future.
你好，老板，怎么样？
你好，有没有吃到广东的荔枝？
广东荔枝非常好吃，我喜欢。It's been 6 weeks since we last spoke to you at the factory. What's changed between then and now for you and the business?
没有，我们天天都在努力的做好吧。这做袋子就是靠时间，靠人，正常。
Outside of the potential political uncertainty, how would you describe the current business landscape for you at the moment?
好几个企业呢都觉得下半年我们会好，而且呢，那些原材料商的感觉也说他们的订单在慢慢的增加，那么我觉得制造业会有所起色的。
很好，很好，谢谢你，老板，再见。
再见。
Reflecting on my several days spent working, living, and having countless conversations on the factory floor, I couldn't help but wonder, how do these businesses navigate future political uncertainties? What stood out to me was their focus on innovation, diversification, and flexibility. I believe these strengths will help them handle whatever comes next. No matter what the next weeks, months, or even years may bring, I truly believe these qualities will help them weather any storm.